When we seek to change, there are various things that we can do in this regard. The most straightforward, and the one that most people do, is to set a goal, to decide what it is that they want, and to say, this is what I'm shooting for. Within one system, proposed by James Clear in the book Atomic Habits, this is the most peripheral of the states of change, behavioral change. Because not everyone who sets goals meets those goals. We know this. Most people who make a New Year's resolution stick to it for about 3 weeks and then they fizzle. Why is this? It's not because they didn't have a goal. And that's why we need to look to the deeper level of behavioral change, which is systems. What is it that we're actually doing every day toward the achievement of that goal? Can we build a system which brings us the success that we're interested in? Can we just feed into that rhythm, that routine, and the discipline of that to really get there? Some people can. Some people lose motivation after a period of time, and this is not uncommon. And that's why we need to lean into an even deeper level of behavioral change, and that is identity. Who is it I think I am? Because whoever that is going to create the conditions of my life. Yes, we are pure consciousness. Yes, we have what some would describe as a soul. When we strip away all the ideas about being somebody, what is it that remains? It's infinite. It's formless. It has so much potential to be anything, and yet it has been shaped into something by the people in our life, by our own choices, by what has stacked up, the events that have taken place for us, and the environments that we have encountered. But it's not fixed. Yes, it might be sticky, but it can change. And there are ways of doing this. We can first just decide, who is it I want to be? Who is that person who's capable of the goal I want to achieve? What are they like? What do they do? Maybe initially we can just model ourselves after a mentor, someone who's done it before. How did they get there? What did they do that made it work? Some of these things are going to work for us, and some of them aren't. Eventually it will need to be tailored uniquely to you. What is it that you actually feel you can get yourself to do every day, even if it's not fun, toward the achievement of this? What is that unique expression of you that actually brings about the achievement or the fulfillment of your desire? You get to choose who you are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We can take full autonomy and full responsibility for ourselves, and then we're not a victim anymore. Then we're not blaming our circumstances or the people in our life for how we find ourselves and our shortcomings. Take as much ownership of your own life as you possibly can, because there's so much you can do. There always is. One of the greatest ways to change is to activate a heightened emotional state, something that really lights up your entire body. You feel it everywhere. You almost feel like your heart is exploding open. Sometimes for people, this is what we call a bottom in addiction, where your life has gotten so bad that there's nothing left to give, and you are forced to admit that things are out of control and that something needs to change. This can bring on that feeling that I'm talking about. Some people get there, and for some people it's enough if they really place the intention to change into that strong feeling. But there are other ways to get there too. Great loss in other regards can do it, but through the assistance of a guide, someone who can push you to really feel that fully, to go within the depths of yourself and to access an incredibly powerful emotion, often a really challenging emotion, maybe a super inspiring emotion. Either one can work. But that emotion can send the signal to your whole system that you can place your intention into. And this can result in a state change, in the obliteration of the past you, and in the creation of whoever it is you want to be. It can happen that fast. I know it doesn't sound logically possible, and yet we see it all the time. It happens in so many walks of life. Within the spiritual experiences of many, many different lineages, the 12 steps, many religious fellowships, yoga, when done fully, maybe just really being in nature and having something super significant happen in your life that lights you up, that really helps you feel alive. These are the times where we want to make our most important decisions on how we want to change. If this sounds exciting to you and you want to access this emotion, reach out to me, because this is the work that I do with people. I take them into that incredibly heightened state, and we create the conditions whereby we can change who we are.